New Horizons.
Nearly every family is affected in some way by drug or alcohol abuse, whether it be your direct family inside the home,
external family outside the home,
Teenage friends.
or friends of your family.
While being a problem in Kentucky, drug abuse is also a national issue. The United States is the largest consumer of opioids and other drugs. Overdose deaths in America have quadrupled since 1999. Knox County in Kentucky is not the only place in America that needs help, but we rank among the highest. For individuals who have been court-ordered or voluntarily seeking drug or alcohol rehabilitation services, New Horizons Rehabilitation Center will provide lodging, meals, professional services, and programs to assist in transforming these individuals into productive citizens in both their homes and society. The abandoned coal site offers a natural beauty and a state of serenity for everyone involved. As you can see, the first picture in the top left is our field. It's a very beautiful picture. And then on the bottom is a picture of one of our ponds that our site offers, and it is enclosed in a mountain. Our mine site was used for underground and strip mining during the 1970s and the 1990s. There is space for growth, which, as you can see, there are approximately 25 acres, and on this, it is 1 inch equals 80 feet to scale. Our ID number is 1513873, and the permit number for Gardner Mining Incorporation is 8610473. The federal ID number is 1518803. Some of our partnerships include Jim Adams, who was a former employee at Richland Coal Company, who provided us information about the history of the site, and he also provided us with a topographic map, which we used to lay out the site. Steve Skidmore provided us with the final map of the site. Sam Creasy, along with the Mine Safety and Health Administration District 5, helped us obtain more history about the site and what all occurred on the site. Troy Gardner is the current owner of the site, who granted us permission to visit the site. Steve Vance was from the Division of Mine Reclamation and Enforcement in Middlesboro, Kentucky. He helped us obtain more information about the site. There is already a drug rehabilitation service in Barville, Kentucky. It is called the Hope Center, and they offer services only to women. So that's why our focus will be on men. The Service Unite has provided us with information about vouchers that we could give to people who can use them one time to be at our site. Anonymous rehab patients have told us what a day at the center would be like. Wayne Kirby and Courtney Miller helped us with gathering the soil sample, which we tested. And the Barville Utilities Commission Office also helped us test our water.
Okay, a little bit about our background. Both the underground coal and the bottom consist of blue gem coal seam, which is metallurgical met coal product. This includes drift mining. Owners include Richland Coal Company, Rita Cobb, Matt E. Cobb, Closter and Dethridge, and J.M. Hoover Corporation. Companies that have contracted for Richland Coal Company include Westerman Coal Company and Camfield Energy. The coal was transported to the mine site by tandem trucks, where it was sent to Richland Coal, where the coal was processed, and then transported again by L&N trains to the Dow Chemical Company, which is the largest chemical company in the U.S. Westerman employed 60 employees at the underground site. Payroll was approximately $2 million annually based on 60 employees at $30,000, with bosses making around $60,000. However, in 1990s, Westerman No. 2 coal went out of business and had to leave the area. Camfield No. 2 Energy contracted through Richland Coal Company and resumed production in the underground mine. Coal was washed and processed at Richland Coal Company and sold on the market to various consumers, mostly for power plant operation. The information was obtained from a former employee of Richland Coal Company Engineering Department. The coal mined on this property was part of Knox County's mines that produced more than millions of tons of coal in 1992. The current owner is Troy Gardner. Troy stripped the bottoms, which had unusual bottom seam of coal, which you can see in this, where we made the sides black to represent this unusual seam of coal. And then he changed the road entrance, making it more accessible. He then granted our team permission to visit and observe his site.
So, as we visited the site, we noticed that there was limited topsoil after the land was reclaimed. Weeds such as goldenrods began to grow on the site. So we gathered a soil sample that would soon be tested. We gathered it with the help of Courtney Miller and Wayne Kirby. The water sample was gathered and taken to the Barberville Utilities Commission office in our town, and that showed that there was traces of E. coli, a pH level of 5.9, and an iron level of 0.01. Since that water is not really drinkable, but it could be treated, we noticed that Barberville Utilities Commission office runs pipes around our site, which we could use their pipes to get water for our building. The owner does grant hunting privileges for the site that we have chosen. As you can see on the left, that is me gathering the water sample that we took to be tested. And on the right, that is Peyton Main, that gathered the soil sample that was also tested.
For our site, it's very beautiful. Like, I can't describe it. It's so pretty. And we have one pond, which is pictured up there, and it is carved into the back of a mountain, and it has a pathway going from where our site would be placed down to it, and it's really easy accessible, and it's really pretty. And then we have another pond on our site, which is not near as big as this one, but you can see it from the road as you're driving by. And there's numerous amounts of trees surrounding our entire area. So, of course, we want the best for our clients that are going to be staying there. So we're going to be getting social workers, therapists, psychiatrists, pharmacists, pharmacist tech, doctors, and nurses. And we have all of their salaries right on here. And then we need administrative staff, security guards, cooks, janitors, and/or cleaning services, or both. I mean, whichever one works. And then our yearly salary with everybody added and combined together would be about $1,500,000. And our monthly salary would be $125,000.
As we said before about a little bit about America having on this drug issue too, Kentucky, although, is also one of the leading states for drug overdose and drug abuse. From 2012 to 2017, the amount of drug charges and drug cases had doubled. And then with that came drug court, which was created to assist individuals who have been court-ordered into or entered into the criminal justice system as a result of drug abuse or drug-related criminal activity. There was an increase of 6% from 2017 to 2018 in drug-related cases. 130 people died daily in the U.S. from drug or alcohol abuse. And now the rehabilitation services around our area, they're all at max capacity, so you can't really get in. Our abandoned site offers natural beauty and a state of serenity, and residents will be placed in a secluded area. This will keep them from the everyday temptations of abuse or thinking about drugs or alcohol. Hope City, as Abby mentioned before, is located in Barberville, but they are only offering services to women, so that's why we decided to target men. And in the future, we will expand our facility and include women. A little bit about our business. We're going to provide a service that's going to give addicts a chance to bring their everyday life back. As Peyton mentioned, professionals will be there to provide support because we do want the best for these clients, and we will have partnerships to offer outpatient support through programs such as Celebrate Recovery. We are a LLC, a limited liability corporation. We will provide a beautiful, safe environment for each of our clients, and services will be based on what's best for them. They have a choice between 30, 60, and 90-day residential program, and our clients will leave New Horizons as productive citizens in our society. Serving as a liaison in linking our clients with community programs, and we will provide short-term relief of addiction. We will utilize grants from the government and community resources, Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, Kentucky Highlands Investment Corporation, Promise Zone grants and lending opportunities, funded in part through a cooperative agreement with the U.S. Small Business Association. The market that we do plan to target, as said before, is adult males who have struggled with drug or alcohol addiction. males who are seeking help or have been court-ordered. Currently, males have to leave our area because, like we said, there isn't anywhere for them to go, and they go to places such as Chad's Hope in Manchester, the Ridge in Lexington, or the New Recovery Works facility in London. And they may have to travel farther distances because most of those facilities do stay at max capacity. Substance abuse cases filed in Knox and Laurel County doubled from 2012 to 2017. Individuals who have been court-ordered or who are voluntarily seeking drug or alcohol rehabilitation services, we will provide lodging, meals, professional services, and programs to assist them on getting back to be productive citizens. A state of serenity is offered along with the natural beauty we had said before. Residents are in a secluded area that takes the everyday temptations away from them. We are located in a safe place that for the ones who struggle with drug or alcohol addiction. We're close to home for those who are in need, so like we said, they don't have to travel farther. And we'll give them the life that they had before addiction. And we'll also keep them on a healthy path, both mentally and physically. Secluded, but we're still just 20 minutes from reality. And services include a 7-day detox program. A rehab center for males is in a remote location is obviously the goal for us. We're going to open that. We're going to house up to 45 males, offering a 30, 60, or 90-day detoxing program. And in the future, we plan to expand to both male and females, and our site offers plenty of room for expansion, as Abby had mentioned earlier. And we will operate outpatient services for prolonged support. The team members included Peyton Main, who created a business logo using her creativity, Amber Parton located information, managing the timeline to meet deadlines and also financial aspects of the project. Janae Adams communicated and made sure the partners were secured outside of the group. And Abby, she took the lead in organizing, writing, and submitting in the site profiles as well as the business plan. She also secured water samples.
As we mentioned before, Amber said that we were going to do a 30, 60, and 90-day, and those all come with a 7-day detox program, and the 30-day would be $12,000, 60-day $24,000, and 90-day $36,000. And because people in our area do not have very high incomes, we're going to be accepting Medicaid, Medicare, and government assistance for insurance. And since Medicaid covers substance abuse treatment, not all facilities accept this, so that's how our facility will stand out among the others. Most insurances will pay about 80%, if not all. And then Unite vouchers will be accepted, but you can only use those once. And then our price per unit, whenever I say unit, I'm talking about clients. So for one client, it would be about $12,000. And then our contribution margin would be about $3,800. And our break-even point would be about 37 out of 45 people a month. And then our total fixed expenses for 1 month would be $140,000. Our startup investment would be somewhere around $2,500,000. $500,000, my bad. And then continuing on with this, our return to investment would be achieved by about 3 years whenever we were open, if not earlier than that. The break-even point is based on fixed expenses divided by the contribution margin, and that would be 37. Our operating at full capacity of 45 units throughout the year would provide a very profitable income. The Recovery Works facility is another rehabilitation center, and they've been at full capacity for a while, for about 8 months. And the need is definitely present for this in our community.
We plan to hand out brochures, which will be delivered through individual contact to businesses such as lawyers, health departments, and local church pastors. We'll also individually be at district courts, so when the district court days are in our community, we'll be there to hand out the brochures. And our brochure is right here. It opens up and has information. And we'll also offer a website, and we'll also get through also social media. New Horizons, healing individuals and family relationships while enhancing the overall community culture. Thank you. Any questions?
Great job. Have you all spoke to any of the other men's centers to learn how they got their initial startup? And the reason I ask that is I think the reason we see so many women's centers is because there's a lot of grant money set aside specifically for women's centers and maybe not as much for the men's centers. So I was curious if you had spoke to those other men's centers to figure out how they funded their initial startup.
Most of the centers that we have contacted to get information from have said that they use mostly government grants to start up their businesses, and they also got help from Unite, and even when people who couldn't afford to come to those centers, they would get family and friends to help them pay to go, or they would have local, just people who would help them get there.
I was curious, where you came up with the costs for the 30, 60, and 90-day stays, the 12,000, 24,000, and 36, was that through research, through what other places charge, or what payment sources will pay for?
Yeah, we used other places, such as Hope City and Barberville. We based our prices off of them, and then our prices from, per room, we compared it to an everyday hotel, a pretty good one, and we just based it off of their prices.
Thank you. Good job.
Does Medicare or Medicaid, do they reimburse at 100%, or, from what I've seen, it's generally substantially lower than 100%. Many times, when I had a hip surgery, they only reimbursed at about 50 to 60%. And I was just wondering what happens to your model if they don't reimburse. Have you checked what the other centers make, like the Hope Center gets reimbursed for Medicare or Medicaid?
We have researched that, and it does say that they give back a lot of it. I think 80% maybe, and that's as much as we could find on it.
The other question I had, what about security around it? Because, if you have somebody in drug rehab, you're going to have security, some kind of security around.
As we mentioned before, in the jobs that we're going to offer, security guards was in that, so we're going to, obviously, we'll have room, we'll have them there to keep them from going anywhere. But as we also mentioned, our site is secluded. So if, say, they did want to go or they wanted to go somewhere, there really isn't anywhere for them to go. Maybe it's, like I said, 20 to 30 minutes from anywhere reality. And then with the help of security guards there, we're going to keep them in the facility.
Is the area going to be fenced also?
Yes, there will be one.